Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever the case may be. My name is Leslie Wood, and this is a new channel that I'm starting, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. My background is in mental health counseling, also taught learning disabled children, and I spent 17 years in retail management. So I've got a lot of life experiences on a work level. I also have had a lot on a personal level. My last video I put out was on grief, and I've lost a lot of people, and doesn't get easier, and grief is just that, grief, and you're going to carry it with you. So today I thought that I would talk about something, totally different, but something more on the light side, so that what I notice online is a lot of people are really upset, very upset, crying, and just everything that's going on in our country. The Nancy Guthrie cases had me just so sad every day, praying. And today, it really doesn't seem like there's a lot on YouTube about the situation. So that could go two ways. That could mean either they don't have anything, or they are about to do something. So we'll have to wait and see. So anyway, and other people are just upset at the world. Oh, the world. What a mess. So there's lots of things that are getting people really, really upset. And in all my life, I've never seen our country in as bad a situation as it is right now. So I just want you guys to know that, things will get better. We might have to go through some storms and stormy weather, but eventually we will get through this. So we are strong. And I'll tell you just a little thing. I did my ancestry because I was adopted. Another perk. I was adopted, and I did my DNA, found both sides of my family, and found out through my father's side of the family that we are related to George Washington. He is my cousin, first cousin, 7 generations in between us. So yeah, first cousin George. So I take that, since I've learned about this, very seriously, because the United States is my country. I was born and raised here, and my forefathers all fought for our freedom and for us to be the country that we were, and we're going to get back to it. So I told my son, we can't let Cousin George down after everything he did. So we're gonna fight the fight, George. We're gonna make you proud. So just want to say that for those of you that are crying and really upset, please just have patience, and everything will turn out okay. Okay? All right. So, I wanted to share this with you guys. My hair is like 8 weeks old since I had it cut. So I need to go back, and this is a new look for me. Never had this one before. So I'm going next week from today, and she's the best hairstylist I've ever had. She's so unbelievably good. Talent. She should be hair dress her to the stars or something. And she's originally from Colorado and moved to where I am now. And she still goes back every 6 weeks for about a week, 10 days to handle her clients in Denver. So, I mean, she is so good. They didn't let her go. They told her, you got to come back. So anyway, I've been going to her. She's done a great job. We are making up for past mistakes and from other people. And so next week, I think I'll just go, shorter to get more, poof out of my hair and a little bit of, get some more blonde in here. So we've gone dark to then gradually put a few highlights in there. But I want to tell you, she used this powder. Well, not this one, but it's a powder. And say hi, Presley. Hi, everybody. I'm crappy today. I am. Okay, you come sit down here for just a minute so I can show everybody how to use the powder. And that would be Minnie in the background complaining. So you just pick a spot and just put a little bit of this, rub it in, and then poof. See how that poofed out? So, and then I just do it all with my hands, and I rub it in, and I just poof, poof, poof. So that's how I like my hair. I like poofy. I'm a child from the fashions of the 70s and 80s. So just wanted to, I got this from Amazon for about $8. So they sell it to you in the hairdressers for like $40. So I went online and I don't even know what, I'm not, it's Heritage. Ooh, I'm talking about my ancestry. And then the name of this is Heritage. So that's the one I found, and it's Magic Dust Texturizing Powder. It is so good. I love it. And I told my daughter about it, and then I found out my grandson has been, using this to get his poof up on top. So, some days he kind of looks like a blonde Elvis. But, yeah, so just a little tip there. If you've got straight, flat hair, which my hair is pin straight, but I can get it kinky and curly, and I like it to be a controlled mess, if you know what I mean. I don't like hair that's stick here. I like everything to be like organized, like, I don't know, I can't think of the word right now. What would you say it would be? Orderly, but yet a little messy. Okay. All right. So anyhow, what I wanted to talk to you about, I thought might be fun, is to talk, everybody seems to love to talk about the paranormal. So let me just say that as a Christian, I take those things, with a grain of salt. And I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit. Okay. I take it with a grain of salt. I don't buy a lot of stories I hear, but, I've had enough experiences myself to say there's something. Okay, so where was I? I had to stop briefly. Dog issue. But I've had enough of my own experiences to know that these things can happen, so I'll tell you just, let me think. I'll just tell you two brief ones. My mom and my brother, and my dad. So that's 3. Okay, so when my brother passed away, I started feeling like someone was sitting at the foot of my bed, and I would kind of take my feet and kind of push over where I felt that, and then it would go over there, and then I'd push my foot back and forth to wherever I felt the person sitting. And I knew it was my brother because as a little child, I used to be very, very scared and of things at night, you know. And my dad got fed up with me coming in bed with them, so I started going in bed with my brother, but he would make me sleep at the foot of the bed. So I would curl up in a little ball at the foot of the bed and just, you know, get through the night because I was terrified. So anyway, I think, yeah, that was his way of telling me, I see you, you know, everything's okay. And I haven't had that happen in years. It was just like first few years when he passed. So I haven't had that happen since. So a long time. But it used to happen regularly. And now I haven't had that happen in, I don't know, 10 years maybe. So next story I want to tell you is that when my dad passed away, I was sitting in my house. I had taken my brother's chair, his favorite chair. His wife let me have that. And so I was sitting on his chair, his special chair, which, believe me, he was in as he was dying. He was in that chair, you know, up until the end there where he had to go into the bed and went into a coma. So that chair is very special to me. So I was sitting in that chair, had my laptop, and my dad had passed, and I was writing his memorial. And my daughter stopped over with my granddaughter, who was like 10 at the time. And they came in and they sat down on the couch. And I was in the dark except for my laptop. But my daughter said, "Look behind you." And so I looked behind me. I said, "What?" And she said, "Grandpa's looking over your shoulder." And my granddaughter jumps up and runs and gets into her mother's lap. She's scared. And I said, "Is he really?" I said, "Are you trying to see what I'm going to write about you?" And that would be so totally him, wanting to know everything, you know, kind of still try to run everything from behind. So anyway, he did that. And then the day we were actually having his ceremony, like that, his ashes were done, and then he was going in the wall that day. So I left work early. And I'm on my way, and my radio keeps like turning all the way up high. And I turn it down, and it goes all the way up high. And it did this for a good couple of minutes. I was like, that's really weird. So then I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's got to be my dad, because we always argued about the radio. I always wanted it up loud, and he would be, "Turn that down," you know. We'd be in the car fighting over channels and stuff like that, playfully. So I think that was him playfully saying, you know, "I see everything you're doing right now." But then I think, you know, once he stayed in heaven, you know, after a while, he stayed. The next time I saw him was when my mom was passing, and I saw him at the foot of my mom's bed, and he was younger, and he had his hands in his pockets and jiggling keys or coins, whatever. But he was like patiently waiting for my mom. So, and then since then, no. But my mom, when she passed away, you know, when we went there to put her with my dad. Anyway, long story short, the wall they chose to put in was not secure. And when we pulled out my dad's ashes, my daughter wanted to hold them. There was a roach crawling out. Unbelievable. So right then and there, I was like, you know what? No, we're not. I'm taking my parents. They're not going to be in this wall, which is so easy to break into. And as a matter of fact, the man down the end of like the little slots, his was broken into. So I was just like, I'm taking them. And then it was like a couple of days later, I was laying in bed. It was night, getting ready to go to sleep. I was watching a show. So I was laying on my side, like this, on this side, watching TV over there. And I saw this huge white light, like right here. And so, excuse me, so I turned and I just saw like a face, but I couldn't make out the face because it was so close. And so then I was just in shock. And then it just started pulling back. And as the face pulled back, I could see that was my mom. That was my mama. I said, Mama, oh my gosh, Mama. She was young. She looked beautiful. She was in her 20s, and she had long, flowy brown hair, which is what she had. But I had never seen her with long hair. So it was like, Mama, I knew that was her. And she smiled at me and she just floated away. So I think that was her letting me know she's there or she's in heaven. And maybe they check in on us every once in a while. Although in heaven, I don't think so, because you're in heaven. So, and my mom, she'd probably say, well, I know that you're going to be fine, So she raised me tough to stay tough. She was raised tough. So, yeah, I think, I know all three of them came to give me their message in their own special way. And I will conclude that today to tell you and give you hope for the future. There's no problem that cannot be solved, and there is no situation that cannot get better. Sometimes you gotta dig through the mud to get up a hill, but you can do it. You can do it. So whatever, if you're worrying about anything today, if you're upset about things or whatever, just remember that the Lord is always with you, and He will always be there to protect you, to help you, to carry you if He needs to. But He's there in a moment. Okay. Well, God bless all of you. I hope you have a beautiful day. And, I will see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, that would be very helpful. So thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye.